Well, hello, Spartan family, Spartan friends, and Locked On Spartans listeners. Thank you so much for spending some of your Sunday or your Monday or whenever you're listening to this with us at Locked On Spartans. Now, later on today, if you're watching on YouTube, we will have a video with Sam Martin. He is a friend of the program, one of the smartest MSU basketball minds out there. Or, hey, if you're listening on the podcast, well, you don't have to go anywhere. He'll just be here for segments 2 and 3. This is just the instant reaction to Michigan State falling at Assembly Hall. An odd mix of emotions here because, look, after an 82-69 win for Indiana, that is, of course, which honestly, it didn't seem like a 13-point deficit, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, fact of the matter, that was the final score, so it doesn't matter what I think. But yeah, interesting mix of emotions between, Indiana is just a white-hot team, and they played great at their own home stadium, which is very hard to win at. But yeah, I just feel kind of a disappointment from the MSU side of things. Of course, we're going to get into all of it here. But look, let's talk about the winning team first and foremost, because Indiana, they just did play really well. I don't think that this is a game that Michigan State gave away, so to speak, because when Trace Jackson Davis, yes, the guy who was doing this stuff against Drew Namack back in the day, that's how long he's been there, he had 31 points. 15 rebounds. Okay, that's going to be a little tough to beat there. And we've seen time and time again that if you're just a decent big man, you can have a career day against Michigan State. However, Trace Jackson Davis isn't just a decent big man. He's pretty good. He's All-American level good. But look, here's a tweet from Andrew Cumbo on Twitter. Follow him at @Cumbo. He laid out all the stats for us these last 5 games here. Wisconsin. Okay, Crowell, he had 18 points. Illinois, Dane Danger, 20 points. Purdue, yes, who can forget? Zach Edey had 32 points, 17 rebounds. Rutgers, Cliff Amarui, 12 points, 12 rebounds. And then, just like we said today, Trace Jackson Davis, 31 points, 15 rebounds. And, well, Indiana took great advantage of Michigan State throwing the double team on Trace Jackson Davis, which I thought was interesting, but Indiana, who came in as the 43rd best shooting three-point team in the nation, they were really good at moving this ball around when Trace got doubled in the post. He found the open guy, and there was a lot of hockey assist, too, from Indiana, where the guy in the 3, okay, he would switch the ball over one more pass, and you got a guy with a helicopter pad of room around him to shoot a wide-open three-pointer. They shot 15 of them. They made 9 of them, so you got to credit Indiana for exposing what Michigan State was doing on defense, giving up the open 3, and then making our Spartans pay for it. And boy, howdy, G. Willikers and Michigan State pay for it. And I thought it was an interesting strategy. And it's easy to, make these comments in hindsight after watching the full game where Michigan State loses by 13 points. But to double team Trace Jackson Davis, I thought was, I'll say it again, just interesting because he has 3.5 assists on the year per game. He is good at finding the open guy. This isn't like a Zach Edey thing too, where yes, Edey has good eyes and can pass the ball, but around Edey was not that great of a 3-point shooting team in Purdue. Okay, they didn't really double Edey a whole lot. I digress. The difference with Indiana is that yes, surrounding Trace Jackson Davis is a really good 3-point shooting team, especially when they're shooting in their home barn. But again, I'm not the Hall of Fame head coach. I'm just merely a clown with a microphone, so who am I to question the strategy here? With that said, though, the coaching strategy I do want to question here, and this is, becoming more prevalent as the years go on because this is an old school strategy versus new school strategy, is benching a player when they get 2 fouls in the first half. And AJ Hoggard racked up his second foul with 8 minutes to go in the first half, and I thought this spelled the story of the game here. Because the old school Hall of Fame coach, Tom Izzo, puts AJ Hoggard on the bench the last 8 minutes. And obviously, the reasons why you do that are very obvious. Okay, it's just so he doesn't have 3 fouls to start the second half. Okay, however, Indiana went on a 23-11 run in those last 8 minutes without AJ Hoggard. And look, it's not like AJ had an A-plus game today, but still, your veteran point guard is probably a nice calming presence to have on the court when things are getting a little sideways. And it got sideways almost right off the bat when AJ left the game. What broke me As a fan, this game, what had me nearly launching the TV remote straight through the drywall was that first 10-0 run that Indiana went on. That 10-0 run featured 2 Aikens turnovers, where the defender exerted minimal effort. It just kind of just dribbled it off his hands. And, well, okay, Indiana got 4 points off those turnovers. During that 10-0 run, Mady Sissoko with a 5-dribble turnaround jumper against Trace Jackson Davis, one of the best post defenders in the Big Ten. I don't know what the question was, but that is never the answer. And then Michigan State empty possession out of a timeout, quick jump shot. And that just was the 10-0 run that saw your lead dwindle from 25-16 to, now we're down 26-25, and Assembly Hall is rocking right now. So, yeah, maybe having the senior point guard in there would have helped. Sure, okay, Aikens not just dribbling off his own feet would have helped too. Mady having a better shot selection, but it just got so unraveled so quick there. And so that was the first problem that I had with that game, was that little run, benching AJ for as long as he did. And again, this is a hindsight play. Like, if Michigan State was able to tread water without AJ, maybe we're not talking about this. And again, maybe that 10-0 run really wasn't the difference in the game. At the end of the day, it was a 13-point victory for Indiana. But the second problem, and this goes beyond just the Indiana game, is that, boy, does it really seem like the big three need to have at least a B-plus game for Michigan State to win these contests. And I don't think they got a B-plus game out of the big three of AJ Hoggard, Tyson Walker, Joey Hauser. Now, look, Joey Hauser played phenomenal. Hit 22 points and 6 rebounds at Assembly Hall. Got it going really early, too. I think he had 11 points by the time 6 minutes even ran off the clock. Okay, that's not the issue. Tyson Walker, 8 points, 4 steals, but just didn't really have it all today. And you found out during the broadcast, well, okay, this is why he didn't have it all. He's been sick with flu-like symptoms the last 2 days. He did not eat at the team hotel before the game, and they even went as far as saying that Izzo thought he wasn't going to play this morning. So we're going to give Tyson Walker a pass there. And AJ Hoggard, 11 points, no turnovers, but okay, 2 of 8 shooting. Not a horrible game from AJ, but not a great game either. And when you don't get a collective B-plus game from these guys, it's hard to win a game. And look, outside of the big three, it wasn't terrible. I mean, Aikens had 15 points on the game. Yes, struggled in the first half, just 3 points. He had 2 turnovers, but really came on in the second half. So I think that's a positive that you can take. It wasn't a perfect game, but he got it done in the second half. And Jackson Kohler, too, wanted everyone to know that what he did against Rutgers wasn't a fluke. 9 points, 6 rebounds, showed some more good footwork and, well, finishing ability as well. But beyond that, beyond Jackson Kohler, oh, no. You got 4 points and 4 rebounds combined from the other big men, and all 4 of those points, all 4 of those rebounds came from Mady Sissoko. Okay, Carson Cooper didn't play a ton, so no, he didn't get any points, no rebounds, and Mady Sissoko is... we'll talk about that more with Sam Martin here in a hot second or later tonight if you're watching on YouTube. And, hey, besides Jackson Kohler, what'd you get from the bench? That would be a 0. Okay, that would be a 0 burger from the rest of the bench, and it's becoming a story of the season. And it brings me no joy to talk about this. Hardworking student athlete, a guy that works harder in his time at Michigan State than I ever did in my 4 years. Probably just a great kid all around, but eventually it becomes a story of the season. And Pierre Brooks, I'm sorry, really rooting for this kid. Loved how he started this year. I just love the whole idea of the Detroit kid, making good with the hometown school like Michigan State. But his last 6 games are something that we just have to talk about. And especially with Malik Hall's absence in the last 3 1/4 games here, the quarter being the end of the Illinois game. And Pierre Brooks' last 6 games, 1 of 14 field goal shooting. That's 7%. 0 3-pointers made. Not a lot of defense. It hurts to be a 3-and-D guy when you've gone the last 6 games with no 3-pointers made, and then, well, the defense is just not there. And now you're just, God, it's just, it brings me no joy to bring this question up, but what is he giving you that Jason Whitens isn't at this point? Like, no, Jason Whitens isn't an offensive threat, but neither is Pierre Brooks. Jason Whitens at least can defend a little bit. I'm not calling him, the clamps, by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't think he is that slow in a double team in the post and then getting back to his guy like Pierre was in the second half, or being just about the only guy not to dive for a loose ball, and then when the dust settles, just have a lazy reach and foul 70 feet away from the basket. I mean, it might be time just to shut down this experiment unless we could find something else here from Pierre Brooks. But until then, it's becoming a power play for the other team when he's on the court, and we're running out of time to switch things around here and getting things going. There you have it. So that's a quick breakdown here. Again, if you're listening on podcast, you're going to be joined by Sam Martin. He'll do most of the talking in segments 2 and 3. If you're watching on YouTube, keep it tuned here in a few hours. We will be hit with Sam Martin here. But hey, until then, as small business owners or hiring managers, you know that success in 2023 all depends on the team members you surround yourself with. And that's why you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. With LinkedIn Jobs, you can hire the qualified candidates more efficiently by matching open roles with people who have the skills, values, and experience to help you achieve your goals. They go beyond resume data by using insights from your job post, company, and their 875 million member profiles to put a post in front of the most qualified candidates. Identify the most qualified candidates on LinkedIn Jobs and connect with them faster and for free. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. So what are you waiting for, gang? Post your job for free at linkedin.com/lockedoncollege. That's linkedin.com/lockedoncollege to post your job for free. Terms and conditions. That's right, buckaroo. They apply.